Hello and welcome to another Beatbox Basics with me, Mr. Shay. This is lesson 5, that's 10, 5, and we are looking at tempos and different genres of music. So we're going to learn how to create beats belonging to different styles of music. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for everybody who's got involved, schools, families, parents, carers, students, for just the community that's being built around these sessions. It's really great to hear such good feedback and that you're all beatboxing along to these lessons. So thank you so much. Now let's get straight into the session. So as we do every single time, we've got the kick, the hi-hat, and the snare. We've got the kick with the bass, or and we also looked last week at drum and bass. So we were looking at different genres, different tempos. So drum and bass belonging to a faster tempo, and we took that hip hop beat and we sped it up until it became something quite different. And we'll have a look at the tempo and how it sounds quick. So that was our quick introduction to how tempos can define what genre is being listened to or heard or played. And the beat was and sped up. So that's what we did last week. Now let's explore some more tempo ranges and some more genres. So the first thing we're going to explore in this session is Afrobeat. So we're looking at quite a bouncy style of rhythm here, and a tempo. We're going to look at 108 BPM in this particular example of backing music. So the phrase that we're looking at here is, I would like a cup of tea. Now, big up John Kendall, who I also know uses this phrase. It's a great one for this rhythm, and it just works so perfectly. So it sounds like this. I would like a cup of tea. I would like a cup of tea. So that was the phrase, then the beatbox as well. The breakdown is B, K, B, K, B, K, B. B, K, B, K, B, K, B. I would like a cup of tea. Oh, I did a little snare on the end there, but now I think you can get straight into this. We're only looking at the kick and the snare, the K snare in this rhythm. So you could say it's quite simple, but it's just such a nice bouncy beat. So let's try some call and response with that. And then we'll get into the backing music as well. So here we go. After me, 1, 2, 3, and respond. Nice. And remember, if you ever forget the rhythm, go back to I would like a cup of tea as the phrase to make you remember. Now, let's go to, before we try with a backing beat, I would like to introduce the second phrase because I think you can handle it. Now, there's a slight variation of this which makes it evolve into this phrase or rhythm. And you can notice there's a little hi-hat sneaking in there, and there's a double K at the end. So, what's the phrase? The phrase is, yes, I would like a cup of tea. Yes, I would like a cup of tea. Okay, so let's try that. I'll break it down first. B, T, K, B, K, B, K, K. B, T, K, B, K, B, K, K. Yeah, let's try some call and response with that then. Here we go. After me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay, I think you're ready to glue these together into one whole phrase. So we're going to go for the first one we learned, then the second one, and I'll remind you of the phrases of how the rhythm sounds. So, I would like a cup of tea. Yes, I would like a cup of tea. I would like a cup of tea. Yes, I would like a cup of tea. Right? So that's how it's going to go. There's going to be lots of T's in the houses, I know. So sorry about that, parents and carers. So let's get straight into some call and response, okay? So I'm going to start and you're going to respond after me. We'll do the whole phrase. I'll go first, then you respond. Then let's introduce the backing beat. Yes, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay, we're going to stop there and we're going to get straight into the backing rhythm, right? So we're looking at Afrobeat. We're looking at 108 BPM. That's the genre. That's the tempo. Let's get straight into it. I love Afrobeats because it's so bouncy and it just makes you want to dance straight away. Here we go together. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure you did good. I'm pretty sure you smashed it. If not, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing that one. It's a really, really fun one to do. Let's move on to the next genre that we're going to explore, which is house. So the genre of house music, this is quicker than the Afrobeat rhythm. The Afrobeat seems to be a bit more slow with a bit more room and bounce in it. However, the house is a bit more regular and it's a faster tempo. So we're looking at 120 beats per minute here in this particular instrumental. And you may already be familiar with the rhythm that you can see here. The phrase is boots and cats and boots and cats. Our old friend Boots and Cats. So we are revisiting it, but we're going to evolve it slightly and take it to the next level. So you see there is a TS after the B and the K. So the TS is something called an open hi-hat. So when we look at the hi-hat on a drum kit, a hi-hat is made of two cymbals which can close and open. When they're closed, they make a really quick, sharp sound when it's hit with the stick. However, if you use a pedal and you open the hi-hat, it opens slightly with a bit of a gap in between. So when you hit it, the top one and the bottom one, they connect and they create like a rattling sound. So this is where the open hi-hat becomes quite interesting to explore, because instead of the t, you get tss, tss, tss. And you can add variation to your rhythm. So rather than just going t, 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 we can do t, 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 things like that. So what we're going to look at is, we're not going to complicate it too much there. We're just going to replace the closed hi-hat in the boot, in the boots and cats and boots and cats. We're going to change that closed hi-hat to an open one, so it sounds like this. Now, to break down the sound of the open hi-hat a little bit, all you're going to do is you're going to allow the air in your mouth to just slip through your teeth for just a little bit longer. So instead of the t, stopping it dead, we're going to go tss. And get used to this sound or feeling. Tss. It's the sound of air just sliding through your teeth. Tss, tss, tss. Okay, and then when you add the sharpness of the T, tss, 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 you get a quick sharp sound with a little bit of air escaping through. So that's how it goes. Let's try some call and response just on the TS sound, the open hi-hat. Ready? So me first, then you. So tss, 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 tss. Good. And you'll get used to the feeling of just letting that air flow through the two teeth. The two teeth? We've got more than two teeth. The layers of teeth. Tss, tss. Okay, so let's try that call and response with the rhythm as it is. So, right? After me. Ready for it? Brace yourselves. 1, 2, 3, after me. One more time. Good stuff. Right, okay. Let's try. In fact, I was going to get the instrumental in, but once again, I have an upgrade of that beat before we do get into the backing track. So the upgrade and the evolution, if you may, of this rhythm is, it's quite different. A brand new sound you've not seen yet. So we're introducing you to a new sound which sounds really great with house beats, and it is the PS snare, or you could do a PF snare, but we're going to look at the PS snare today. And the way it's done is, instead of the K, which we're so used to, or however you're doing it, this is done with a P and an S. So what it is a bit more of a rattling, reverby type of snare, and it sounds a bit more electronic machine. And the way you do it is, again, the same thing. We're letting that air slide through. Yeah, the mouth, the teeth, the lips, and it's, imagine a balloon. You've popped it, but not a really big pop. It's a slight one where the air just seeps through. Yeah, so that's the kind of sensitivity you want when creating this sound. Right, so that's what we're going for. It's kind of like a snare and a hi-hat at the same time, in a way. And it creates a really cool sound. Now the rhythm, you see me right here, Postman Pattern. It's like Boots and Cats, but Postman Pat, because I wanted to put a something in the rhythm that reminded you of the P. So Pat is my P reference. So Pat, Postman Pattern, Postman Pattern. And you can see that the hi-hats have gone back to closed hi-hats. No, not a TS, it's just a T. So it's a closed hi-hat again. Okay, so I'll break the sound down quite slow. Let's do some call and response just on the PS snare. Okay, let's see how that goes. Right, me first. Right, let's try it in the rhythm. Call and response after me. 1, 2, 3, after me. All right, cool. Now, this snare is quite a tricky one. It's the first time we're looking at it, so you might need to take some time to just go over that PS snare, because it's a new mouth shape if you've never done it before. And when we're so used to doing the K, you might automatically go into the K snare, but it's good to practice different types of sounds. So try your best to get the PS sounding clear, sharp, and impactful before you try this rhythm, okay? So when you get there, let's try the house beat with the backing track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's great. So what you might have heard me do is come out and in slightly, because this is quite a repetitive cycle. It's a loop, essentially. We can be a bit more interesting with it. You know, you can stop the beat in certain places. You can miss out a snare or a hi-hat now and then, and it just makes that repetitive beat a little bit interesting, a little bit more interesting. So I might do. I missed the kick out there. Whatever, it sounds cool. Have fun with this rhythm and make it your own. Right, so that's the house beat. Next up, we are gonna take the difficulty level slightly higher. So the next genre we're looking at is dubstep. Now, dubstep is an amazing one to do as a beatboxer. Every beatboxer does it. We love to do dubstep because it's so grungy, it's hard hitting, the sounds are impactful, and essentially it's creating the sounds of mechanical drums. And as a human, to be able to do that is a very fun and impressive thing, so you can really show off with this. The tempo is 140 beats per minute, so we're going quicker now. But the interesting thing is it's done in half time, so the beat doesn't actually seem as fast as you might think, and you'll understand that when we do the beat over a quicker tempo, and you'll see how that sounds. The other thing is you notice that there are many pauses here. So remember we looked at we looked at rests in the first ever session, and this includes some rests in the rhythm. So again, you have to really think about where you're putting those rests and how long to rest for. And yeah, so difficulty level is up there now. Let's look at the phrase that we're going to use to remember the rhythm. The phrase is, please pause the beat. Please pause the beat. The reason it's please pause the beat is because we've got the B and the P's reminding us about the B and the P sounds, the B and the P. But also it's to remind you to pause, to have your rests within the beat. Please pause the beat. Please pause the beat. So let's see. This is quite tricky because you're having to, the pauses can throw you off slightly at times, but once you get it and once you feel the pulse, notice that I keep moving even when the rests are there, so I don't lose track of the pulse. Okay, that's a very important thing here. So you know how to make the sounds now, hopefully. Let's see if we could do some call and response, me first, then you, with this rhythm. Okay, I'll do one line of the rhythm, then you go next. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3 after me. Nice. Okay, so hopefully you all kept in time with each other or with this imaginary nod that I've been giving you as a little visual reference. But don't worry, I'm going to break it down a little bit more so you can understand the beat a little bit better. So imagine it as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Please pause the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason I say 1, 2, 1, 2 is because you've got two lots of sounds. So you've got the first kick and snare and you've got the second kick and snare. They're next to each other. However, the first lot of kick and snare, there's a bit of a gap, right? So it's like 1, 2. And the next one, the kick and snare that follows, they're closer together. So instead of you've got, so you think of it as two sounds. Well, the first lot of the two sounds are to have a gap, and the second lot are together. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe that helps. I hope so. Okay, let's try together with the backing beat. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, with this beat, there's lots of space to be able to maybe add a bit of a tail at the end of the sounds. This is called a reverb tail sometimes. So the B is, the P's are, it really creates like like you're in the effect that you're in a cave, and that's adding reverb to the sound. It makes it bigger, it makes it sound a bit more grand. Yeah, so really you've got space to make these sounds big by adding that breath through, letting that air slip through the teeth and the mouth. Yeah. Nice. So you've got space to play with it. The next thing we're going to look at is, we have the same beat, the same rhythm, but what we're about to do is fill in the gaps, essentially, the rests that we had previously. We're going to fill in with some hi-hats. Simple as. I say simple as, but let's listen to how it goes. So it's still please, pause, the beat, but you've got these little dashes in between representing the hi-hat. So it's please, pause, the beat, please, pause, the beat, please, pause, the beat, please, pause, the beat. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that sounds. Hi-hats involved, and these are closed hi-hats. You see, it's not got the TS, it's just the T, so they're quick sounds. And it sounds like this, broken down slowly, and it goes like this. Please pause the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah? All right. So that one might take some practice just to make sure that the timing is still working with the hi-hats. Let's do some call and response, and then we'll move on to see how we can combine the previous beats together, right? So call and response here. I go first, you after me, one line each. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. Hopefully they were sounding nice and sharp, powerful, impactful. That is what we're going for here. This is dubstep. This is grungy. This is strong and powerful. Okay. So keep practicing. If you're not quite there yet, it's absolutely fine. We're learning quite new ground here. So keep going over it if you need to. Let's now see what happens when we put those two rhythms, the dubstep rhythms, together. This is what we get. Right. I'm going to just demonstrate slowly first, and then we'll try together with a backing beat. We'll do some call and response as well. Let's go. This is the demo first. 1, 2, 3, me. Okay, right, I'm going to stop there. So that is the demonstration. Let's see if we can do some call and response. I'm going to do both lines, and then you repeat after me with both lines. Are you ready for this? Yes, yes you are. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, well done. Let's see what happens when we try it with the backing beat. You ready to hear some dubstep? Be ready for this. Let's do it. All of us together. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you think that went? Good? I hope it did. If not, it's okay. Keep going over it. These slides are now yours to keep practicing until you perfect it. The tricky part in the second bit is the hi-hats in the middle leading on to the quick kick snare. There's a lot going on there in a small amount of time. Yeah, so keep practicing that bit until you master the dubstep rhythm here. So yeah, that's it for today. We've learned a few different genres at a few different tempos, and that is really important because it allows you to be more versatile in your beatboxing. So if you keep practicing these and you get these, you can just, string together different routines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, so that was just a quick demo of a freestyle, piecing the different genres together in one routine. See what you can create. And this week is very exciting because now I can see how your beatbox progression is going, because you can get involved by uploading your own beatbox videos using the link, the Dropbox link in the description of this video. That is very exciting. I'm so looking forward to seeing what you all come up with. So please use that feature, click the link and upload your videos. But before you do, make sure you get permission from a parent, guardian or teacher. And yeah, then we're good to go. And whilst we're here, I'd like to share the first beatbox video that we received. A massive shout out to Gleeblands Primary School. Shout out to Miss Watts, the music teacher, Miss Pancholi for connecting us with the video and sharing it. Mr. Lee, the head teacher, who actually got involved in some beatboxing himself, which I think is an amazing thing to do. And the student who absolutely rocked the beatbox party, Bailey, you absolutely smashed it. You might as well be a teacher in beatboxing. Why not? You've already got the expertise. So this is it. This is our first video. Enjoy it from Gleeblands Primary School.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah! High five! Boom! Okay, should we do it together? Should we do it together? Should we do it together? Okay, ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, and. Boom! Boom! Straight out of the park. Straight out of the park.
So once again, shout out to Gleeblands Primary School. Thank you so much for sending that through. We hope you enjoyed watching that. And I'm looking forward to seeing loads more videos of you beatboxing. And who knows, we might be able to share it in the next session. I don't know. Send it through and we'll see. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being involved. The feedback is great. Keep it going. Keep progressing. Keep beatboxing and sending your videos in. And keep practicing. Thank you so much for watching these videos and supporting the wider resources for Leicestershire Schools Music Service. I'm Mr. Shay, signing out. Peace out.